Hi, this is the Hotbox, telling you that this video might have some sensitive stuff in it, so take a second if you need to and go check out something else. Otherwise, please enjoy the show. This channel is sponsored by ExpressVPN. Click the link, please. I need to buy bread.
Everything's fine, cause the merch in the store is hot, it's burning, it's trending, I'm buying. Everything's fine, cause the merch in the store. I miss the outside word, somebody can save me. What you gonna do with all that stuff? You can wear it or burn it or give it to your dog. Everything is fine, cause the merch in the store is hot, it's burning, it's trending, I'm buying.
You know, we all have that one friend, right? That one friend who's just kinda shady, says they're gonna change something and never really does. You know the kind. They've got shifty eyes, plastic hardcover, and damn it, I'm friends with Modern Warfare 2 on the PS3 again. No! Change can be a good thing when it actually happens. When someone sets out to do something different and then actually accomplishes it, it is an incredible feeling. But there are some people who are given every chance, every setup, and still manage to blunder it. And one of those people is Trisha Paytas. Trisha Paytas is the type to pick up one book about manifesting and then call themselves a different person. Trisha Paytas will find one new word and then start defining things by it for a month. And wonder of all wonders, Trisha Paytas is back in the news again. For those of you who don't know, Trisha Paytas is an American YouTuber and singer. Trisha produces a variety of content on their channel, but Trisha Paytas is better known for the frequent controversy that they find themselves in. And that's exactly what we're here to talk about today. So sit back, buckle up, and let's talk about what Trisha Paytas has been up to. Welcome back to the channel, new and returning, young and old, fans, haters, and everyone in between. If you're new, why not subscribe? It's quick, it's easy, just takes a second, and you can always undo it, but it really does help out the channel a lot. So, thank you. So what did Trisha do this time? I just like how this time is part of that question.
Oh shit, here we go again.
But more about that later. Trisha Paytas has found their name tossed around recently, from the Frenemies podcast with H3 ending, to being romantically involved with someone who ain't the nicest, but hey, birds of a feather, right? But maybe I'm being too harsh, right? Fans of Trisha will be quick to say, people can change. She can be different. And while that's true for anyone, anyone's capable of being a different person, it boils down to whether they actually change what they're doing or not. Because talk is cheap. So, in the face of this, I thought I might take my audience on a little tour of Trisha Paytas' most recent adventures. Oh yeah, and I shouldn't need to say this, but for any weirdos out there, my videos aren't a license to hate. These are my opinions. Go form your own. Let's dive right in. Trisha took a social media break, which is good. Too much social media for anyone is toxic, no matter what. But Trisha then returned to posting on all of their channels, including their podcast, My Chemical Imbalance. In the latest episode, Trisha discusses parasocial relationships. Are they really one to talk? And while skimming through this episode, I was struck with the realization that Trisha Paytas can say a lot without saying much.
Because I wanted to be a character in his movie, and I didn't know if that meant, like, I wanted to be an actress in his movie. I didn't know if that meant marrying him. I don't know if that meant, you know, being a character from one of his previous things. I did a series called Trisha Tarantino Takes LA, basically, and going to all.
You can't just turn off drama. It's not a light switch. But I know you wouldn't turn it off anyway, because you got the money to pay the bills, right? Unboxing all that designer stuff. But who am I kidding? They can't keep it together. They can't even spell the title of the video right. Trisha discusses frenemies in the podcast and the effect it had on their life. They noticed an influx of new people that tapered off following their departure and even began to turn against them after they started digging up all of Trisha's old posts.
Someone, let's say you just started following me, and a lot of people did. For instance, frenemies, right? A lot of people started following me on frenemies, and there was a really heavy fandom that came in and started, like, they opened me with, like, you know, they welcomed me. At the beginning it was rough, and then, like, when we hit that stride, I was just like, I couldn't believe that I was getting so much hype, like literally for like that night, there was like a 6-month span. I was getting so much hype, praise, and admiration and adoration. And I honestly I wasn't comfortable with it. I just knew how I can disappoint people, and like I will. And
like, let's keep it a stack. Trisha Paytas has been bad.
This led to Trisha telling her 4 million subscribers that Sean was gay. People online weren't happy with Trisha outing Sean.
Anytime someone has asked me, sorry, I'm shaking, asked me to stop, I will stop talking about them.
Talk about Ela. We're cutting this part out. She doesn't want to be talked about. Are you fucking serious?
I'm serious. We have to cut this.
That's fucking crazy. Like, what's even the point? She's the one we talked about.
Because she doesn't like that you're always bringing her up and saying how she doesn't like you and all this shit, because it's not true, and she finds it annoying because she doesn't want people to start thinking that like she doesn't actually like you.
Well, she doesn't.
Well,
she doesn't.
well, whatever. Just cut it out, Dan. I'm serious.
I'll talk about it in mine. I don't care because that's so bullshit. I'm gonna stop talking about my personal life altogether then too.
I mean, real bad.
Cultural insensitivity. In August of 2020, Trisha posted a video of herself dressed up in an Egyptian-themed costume on TikTok. In the video, she danced to the song King Tut by Steve Martin. Additionally, she captioned the video, "Will prob delete, prob offensive." Not surprisingly, people online called Trisha out for the disrespectful video.
Oh, Hila says, don't talk about me on the podcast. All I said was you should have the guest. He's like, we can't mention Hila. She doesn't want me to talk about, oh, she's too good for a fucking podcast. Even though we were talked about, they never once insulted me at the beginning of the spring. She has a fucking podcast. I brought life to the fucking H3 channel, but oh, Hila's too fucking good to even mention her name. I said nothing bad. I said like, oh, we should have her as a guest or whatever like that. Don't even mention Hila. She doesn't want to be talked about.
That's the thing. So in that way, I think she has the Ethan syndrome a little, where it's like, if you can't admit to one fault that you did.
That's what I'm saying. I don't.
No, I do. Like Ethan, like never apologizes, and when he does, it's like one time you apologized to me, and I'm like, okay, that means a lot. And
Really?
so it does.
I feel like I apologize readily when I'm wrong.
But
I'm sorry for calling you crazy. I apologize. I thought we were goofing on each other kind of thing, but I genuinely, I'm sorry for saying that. I am sorry. I didn't like the way that the podcast ended. I felt really bad. So yeah, I do apologize because I do think that's not who you are. I'm sorry.
I mean, it's
First of all, I'm willing to admit my mistake. I should have definitely talked to you about this before we started recording. So I'm sorry if I embarrassed you in that moment. I want to, first of all, apologize to you. I should not have allowed that to occur.
like it.
It's my fault. It's my fault.
Okay, well,
I
don't think so.
So then I'll say I'm sorry.
Okay.
Obviously, I don't want to get in an argument over
I really
like
need
your
to leave.
Okay, all right, we're done. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
I don't apologize for anything I said about you.
That's okay.
But if this was all just the past, then we wouldn't be here today. The problem comes when Trisha continues to act this way in their modern life and seems to be blatantly refusing to change. And Trisha's degree of self-awareness only makes this more gross. Being self-aware can be funny and entertaining, but when it comes to making actual life changes, it's time to put down the jokes.
Even if I was the perfect person from here on out, like you find stuff in my past, it'll disappoint you. You can be like, wow, you said that, you did this.
Yes, it is disappointing, Trisha. Don't downplay how disappointing your behavior is by just brushing it off. You have quite literally been granted chance after chance to redeem and make changes. The problem is, the current you is repeatedly reminding us that you haven't changed a bit. People are holding you accountable for your past, quote unquote, because you're showing us it's not really your past. One only needs to look as far as your TikTok to see you blatantly waving it in everyone's face.
Immediately now. I'm telling you right now, I seen what I needed to see.
Disabling comments. Yes, the magic shut off criticism. I mean, haters button. Disabling comments is a poor way to handle anything because it's tantamount to hiding. You don't get anywhere by running. It's like plugging your ears and going la 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 la. It's childish. It's just weird. Trisha has a lot to face, and they're acting like they couldn't care less. And to pile on top of this, people are speculating that Trisha is surfing rocky waters with Tana Mongrel. Trisha was infamously the first guest on Tana's podcast, and that went...
It was at an award show, I remember, and I saw you in the bathroom, and you're like, oh my god, I hate this girl too, and I was like, oh thank god, and I remember we like bonded over like hating somebody.
I remember that night I was wearing just like a stupid IMG address, and Trisha told me I looked good, and it was...
Yeah. In the episode, Trisha and Tana talk at length about their own problematic behavior. And frankly, I don't see why anyone's paying for their OnlyFans. All the ass kissing is right here. Trisha and Tana also talk about the manager that they previously shared. Turns out this guy also helped with TanaCon, so add that to the scoreboard.
You had the same manager for like a minute, for a month.
I love it. She's
And now
going right into the goddamn tea. I've said very PR nice things, you know? Like, I love David.
We shared him as a manager for like a month.
Why don't we just ask, I'll ask you a question that I think we both have the same answer to, and then I'll have a few fun questions for you. Are we owed money by him?
And in case your head didn't hurt enough after that, Tana also talked about making a sex tape with Jake Paul.
Jake and I were gonna do one for a really long time. We like attempted to kind of like get around filming it, and then we were gonna put it the way that both of us and I we didn't trust each other enough that we were gonna put it into escrow and then like sign off onto it together and do it.
Smart.
And then we did. I kind of regret not doing it. I think it would have been iconic.
Yeah, putting a sex tape in escrow is the most LA thing I've heard all day. However, despite this content goldmine, Tana deleted the episode in question and unfollowed Trisha. Could be a PR move, could be something deeper. All I know is that shit left faster than Trisha's skincare brand. Oh, but maybe it's supposed to be that way. I mean, that's the trend with Trisha Paytas being on podcasts. They kind of just disappear. What might be the most heartbreaking about Trisha Paytas is that they completely neglect the genuine support that they receive, that still choose to stand by Trisha because they see a chance for a change in them. And all for what? So that they can be made the punchline of a TikTok? It's disgusting, it's disrespectful, and it demonstrates a complete lack of real remorse. Yeah, they copyright claimed the audio on this TikTok, so here's Baksune Miku again.
Every time we touch, I get this feeling, and every time we kiss, I swear I can fly.
Trisha talks a lot about addressing, but there's a difference between addressing something and taking accountability. Trisha likes to address things because addressing gets views. Addressing gets eyes on them. And the worst part is that isn't always a bad thing. That is when it's about someone who wants to actually change. But when it's someone like Trisha, who seems to thrive on the drama and the action, quote unquote, it's completely toxic. It's toxic to ourselves and it's toxic to them because it's supporting their behavior. But because we're sociopathic animals and we laugh at things that aren't happening to us, we tune in. It's a cycle that we need to break. And I implore you, if you need your drama or your tea, there's plenty of other channels and personalities to tune into that you don't have to feel bad about supporting. The Hotbox. To any viewers of Trisha Paytas, I really wish you the best. To Trisha themselves, it's all you, babe. It's all you. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, why not leave a like and share the video around. Spread the message. Whenever you're watching this, I hope you have a good rest of your day and an even better tomorrow. I love you, and before you say it back, look in the mirror and say it to yourself. I will see you in the next episode of whatever I make. And until next time, this has been the Hotbox. Bye.
I should probably start proofreading my will.
Trisha Paytas is the type of person to pick up one book about manifestation. No, fuck. Even began to turn. Fuck. Damn it, beer. Let's groove tonight. Okay, there we go. That's it. Fuck a duck. But is most well known for the frequent fuck.